Hello everyone and welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's Rewrite. Psych. Okay. So, in this series, we'll be recreating the storyline of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. So, for those who are familiar with 5D's Rewrite, it'll be the same format. We'll go episode to episode and recreate the duels with a completely new deck. However, there'll be some alterations to the formula compared to its predecessor. The story will be slightly altered, taking inspiration from not only the GX anime, but its manga counterpart, as well as some of my own ideas. While in 5D's Rewrite, at least in the episodes that are out now, it tries to make the duels as faithful to the original as possible, with the goal to recreate iconic moments with a new twist. However, GX Rewrite will have reimagined duels that are not bound to the script of the original. This means that events that might happen in the duels, the strategies that the duelists use, or even different decks might be in play. And third, since this is a GX-based AU, the second on my channel, funny enough, we're going to need some fusions, so naturally expect there to be some custom cards. Also, this is our protagonist, Ko. Hello, Ko. He will be the vessel of our journey. For all intents and purposes, by the way, the show starts off the same. Ko arrives late and has to duel Crowler as his entry exam opponent. So let's get into the duel. We start off the duel with Ko setting a monster and ending his turn. Crowler normal summons Ancient Gear Soldier in attack position and declares an attack onto the set monster, which is revealed to be Clock Resonator. It has the effect where, once per turn, it cannot be destroyed while in defense position. So, Crowler enters his main phase 2 and activates Hinotama, dealing 500 damage to Ko. He then sets a card and ends his turn. Ko normal summons Plague Wolf in attack position, and then uses its effect to double its attack until the end of the turn. However, in the end phase, it'll be destroyed. He switches Clock Resonator to attack position, and commands Plague Wolf to attack Ancient Gear Soldier, dealing 700 damage to Crowler. Then, Clock Resonator attacks directly, however, Crowler activates Dimension Wall, which will redirect the damage to Ko. Then, Ko sets a card face down, and then ends his turn, destroying Plague Wolf in the process. Crowler activates Monster Reborn, reviving Ancient Gear Soldier, and then he normal summons a second copy. He then activates Double Summon, allowing him to tribute both of his soldiers to summon Ancient Gear Golem in attack position. It attacks into Clock Resonator, and Ko frantically tries to activate his set card, but he can't. Crowler states that spell and trap cards cannot be activated when it declares an attack, so Clock Resonator is destroyed. Ko activates Monster Reincarnation, discarding a card to add Plague Wolf back to his hand, and then he immediately normal summons it, and equips it with the spell card Power Chain, which will increase its attack by 300 for each monster on the field whose original attack is higher than it. He then activates Plague Wolf's effect to make his attack become double the original until the end of the turn, increasing it to 2000. If you're confused about the rulings here, it becomes double the original of the attack, so it's going to be 2000 attack regardless of whether it has a boost or not, because it becomes double the original until the end of the turn. Fun fact. Anyways, the crowd wonders why he would do this, because not only is his 2000 attack not comparable to Ancient Gear Golems, but Plague Wolf's effect nullifies Power Chain entirely. Ko ends his turn, causing Plague Wolf to blow up, and then Power Chain activates in his graveyard. It can equip itself to a monster when it's sent to the graveyard. However, if it's removed from the field after this effect, it'll be banished, so it equips itself onto Ancient Gear Golem. Because there is no monster on the field, Power Chain currently has no effect, so Ancient Gear Golem retains at 3000 attack. Ko ends his turn. Crowler immediately enters the battle phase and declares a direct attack to win the duel, stating that a dilettante like him should reconsider his application to Duel Academy. However, the punch connects and nothing happens. Ko is still standing. Crowler is in protest. Preposterous! What is this malfunction? Victory should be mine. A ring of fire now surrounds Ko as a black fluffy creature floats beside him. Ko replies that he had activated the effect of Kindle Karibo in the graveyard, as Ancient Gear Golem only blocks spell and trap cards, banishing it to reduce the battle damage of a direct attack to 0. Crowler states that he doesn't recall such a nuisance ever being destroyed and then immediately remembers the cost of monster reincarnation. Ko states that his partner's effect has a bonus. He can special summon one monster from his graveyard whose attack is equal to or less than the damage he would have taken, thus summoning Clock Resonator in defense position. Crowler ends his turn, now visibly frustrated. Ko, with one card left in his hand, draws for turn, which is Pot of Greed. He activates it, hoping to find whatever he can to be able to come out of this situation. He looks at his hand and lets out a big smile. He activates Monster Reborn, reviving Plague Wolf in attack position. Then, he activates Polymerization to fuse Plague Wolf and Clock Resonator to make his favorite monster, Chrono Bark Wolf, in attack position. Ko activates the normal spell Power Inheritance from his hand, which lets him bestow the effect of a monster in his graveyard to a monster he controls by banishing that monster from his graveyard. He banishes Plague Wolf, then uses the newly acquired effect to double Chrono Bark Wolf's attack until the end of the turn. However, Power Chain increases Ancient Gear Golem's attack by 300, as Chrono Bark has higher attack than it. Chrono Bark attacks into Ancient Gear Golem, dealing 900 damage to Crowler. Ko states that once Power Chain is destroyed, it banishes itself, inflicting damage equal to half of the attack of the monster it was equipped to, dealing 1500 damage to Crowler. Ko then remarks that Chrono Bark has a special ability. It can revive a monster in either player's graveyard that was destroyed at any point in the duel. Ancient Gear Golem is revived in attack position. Ko states that if a monster was revived to the opponent's side of the field by this effect, Chrono Bark Wolf gains an additional attack onto that monster, dealing the final blow and winning the duel. And that concludes today's episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Rewrite. In the next episode, we'll be going off against Manjome Jun, otherwise known as Chaz Princeton in the dub. In regards to the upload schedule, it'll just be whatever episode I'm feeling at the time, so I'll either do this, or 5Ds Rewrite, or Duel Academy. It just depends on what summoning mechanic, or deck, or plot I'm kind of in the mood to work on. Anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time.